Alright everyone, welcome back to Crypto Brain. Today we are analysing Toshi, and as always, we will follow the exact on-screen flow in sequence, assessing the data as it appears and framing the discussion through a disciplined market lens. We begin on the primary homepage interface. The branding is distinctly meme-aligned, yet the layout itself is structured and deliberate. Key statistics are positioned prominently, suggesting that market traction is central to the project's positioning strategy. The immediate emphasis appears to be participation metrics, rather than long-form narrative. As we scroll down at a normal pace, we encounter the live market overview and transactional data. What stands out is the reference to approximately 65 billion in cumulative buying activity. In speculative markets, particularly within the meme segment, numbers of this scale are often used to signal momentum credibility. However, seasoned traders understand that raw buying volume must be contextualized. The sustainability of such flows is far more important than the headline figure itself. Continuing downward, we observe trading statistics and liquidity indicators. Spread behavior, turnover activity, and participation depth collectively provide insight into whether the asset is being actively rotated or steadily accumulated. At this stage, the structure suggests high engagement rather than dormant positioning. Now the discussion turns toward exchange visibility, specifically the topic of Binance. Within the screen flow, there is reference to Binance listing status. It is important here to frame the discussion accurately. If confirmed, a Binance listing materially enhances liquidity access, global exposure, and institutional visibility. If still under discussion or community speculation, then it should be treated strictly as narrative, rather than confirmed infrastructure support. From a professional standpoint, confirmed exchange integration changes the execution landscape. It improves order routing efficiency, narrows spreads, and reduces friction for large participants. However, speculation around listing, without confirmation, often generates temporary volatility spikes driven by anticipatory positioning. As we move further into the displayed sections, token metrics and structural data become visible. Supply framework and distribution are critical in meme-aligned assets. A highly concentrated holder base can introduce rapid downside pressure during corrections. Conversely, broader distribution tends to moderate volatility. Without granular wallet breakdowns, this remains a calculated risk variable. Scrolling onward, the ecosystem positioning becomes clearer. Toshi appears to lean heavily into community identity and narrative presence rather than utility-heavy infrastructure. This is not inherently negative. Meme sector assets derive valuation primarily from social amplification, network engagement, and cultural traction. However, such valuation drivers are inherently cyclical. Looking again at the price structure visible on screen, the chart reflects impulsive upward expansions followed by retracement phases. This pattern is consistent with high beta assets reacting to liquidity inflows and rotational capital. The behavior suggests active speculative trading rather than slow institutional accumulation. Returning to the Binance topic within this flow, the market typically reacts in three phases when a listing narrative emerges. First, anticipation builds speculative demand. Second, confirmation drives liquidity expansion. Third, post-listing stabilization often introduces profit-taking from early entrants. Understanding which phase the asset is currently in is essential for tactical positioning. The previously mentioned 65 billion in buying activity should therefore be assessed alongside exchange context. If the majority of that flow occurred pre-listing discussion, it may represent early community momentum. If post-listing confirmation, it could reflect expanded market accessibility. Timing is critical. As we continue through the visible interface elements, engagement indicators and external links reinforce that community participation remains central to valuation strength. In meme markets, Sustained social presence frequently determines whether momentum extends or fades. From a broader macro perspective, meme assets such as Toshi are particularly sensitive to overall crypto market sentiment. In expansion cycles, they tend to outperform due to speculative rotation. During contraction phases, they often experience sharper drawdowns than large-cap assets. Risk calibration is therefore essential. Toshi should be categorized as a speculative, high-volatility instrument. Professional participation requires structured entry planning, disciplined position sizing, and defined exit criteria. Emotional allocation, particularly driven by listing narratives, introduces avoidable risk exposure. To summarize the on-screen flow, we observed headline buying activity at scale. We reviewed trading and liquidity metrics. We analyzed discussions surrounding Binance listing status, distinguishing confirmation from speculation. We assessed structural volatility characteristics, and we framed the asset within the broader meme sector cycle. Toshi currently reflects strong engagement and active market participation. Its forward trajectory will depend on confirmed exchange infrastructure, sustained liquidity inflows, and broader market conditions. This has been a measured, sequential breakdown following the exact visual flow presented. If you value composed, professional crypto analysis delivered without exaggeration, ensure you are subscribed to Crypto Brain. Until our next review, remain analytical, remain disciplined, and trade the structure, not the narrative.